Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
I want to make it clear that the views expressed by our hosts are not considered the official stance of MBR Views. Remember, this is all about having fun and enjoying the ride.
Your host for the Shadow Mark Thump and co-host Joe Mingo.
All right, sweet, man. We're back. Or I'm back anyway, and you're back. So that's good enough. We're missing a TJ, but you know, I'll be darned if we're not doing this anyway. We're going to keep everything rolling like we always do on the Shadow Mark podcast. Thanks everyone that tunes in tonight. And as you all know, if you haven't figured out who Jason Steiner is of Herostock yet, well, you're in for a treat for one, and for two, you're way behind the bus. We got Jason 316 jokes going. We got Jason the Mayor. I mean, it's gone nuts. So you should know Jason.
It's kind of gone crazy.
You could honestly probably put one of your nicknames on your nameplate every time you go on one of our shows.
Right. Well, I did one on Contagion, and I was HMFIC. So, and then they had to ask me about it, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to say what this is.
Yeah, I don't want to explain it, man.
Right.
I'm just a head mother in charge. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
You got to do that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, no, I'm excited to have you here tonight. And we were supposed to be the last ones to interview you before this whole thing, but somebody else had to go ruin that. So that's always fun.
Dude, Dad's man cave, man. They snuck in on the back door on the Wednesday night. So
I wish I would have been smart enough to do that. I didn't even plan on being the last one. That one just kind of happened because I was like, oh yeah, we should get him on one more time.
Right. Yeah, they wanted to do a quick little rundown on Wednesday night, so I'm going to be back on their podcast quick. And
that's awesome. Where are they located out of?
They're actually out of Beatrice.
No kidding.
But yeah, they're a local local deal too. So we've got them, and then I just did the Protect Your Purpose.
Oh, that's
podcast,
awesome.
And they're out of Omaha. So
that's awesome, dude.
My very first in studio one.
You were saying that was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, super cool being in studio like that. Great people, and they just finished up at that 50-mile ruck march where they marched overnight. I'm like, whew, no way. And they're like, you got to sign up for next year. I'm like, yeah, I'm old, dude.
Yeah, it's like, do you see me right now? You think I'm about to do that? Like, so, I don't think people really pay much attention, you know. You got either, I think the vets go one of two ways: super fit, or they just don't care anymore.
Right.
I'm one of the I don't care anymore people.
Yep. Yeah. I've kind of fallen into that too, where I'm like, my body's broke down enough. I don't need to go throw 22 pounds on a ruck for 50 miles. It doesn't sound like fun.
No, it sounds miserable. And it sounds, especially when on days like today where it was like 101. I think at one point I looked at my phone, it was 103 here. I was like, what's wrong with this place?
Right. Well, the cool thing is, if you look ahead on the forecast, which means absolutely nothing in Nebraska, it's supposed to be really nice next Saturday. And we all know what next Saturday is, because that's September 9th, and 2:00 at Round the Bend Steakhouse, we will be kicking off Herostock.
Yeah, that's gonna be, I don't know, that's gonna be the fun part, you know. I just realized I could open my comments, and Eric was commenting you know, everything that was going on. I just completely spaced that I had comments. I completely forgot about it. You know, but he explained the HMFIC thing.
Right.
I was like, yeah, that boy.
What's up, Eric Mello?
And then to everyone else, if it comes up Facebook user, we need you guys to go onto your Facebook or on the StreamYard deal and give StreamYard permission to see your name, because we love talking to you guys. We love giving you credit. But if we can't read your name, we don't get to know who you are. So, you know.
We'll just say, hey, what's up, Facebook user?
Yeah, so then we're stuck we're stuck with this, Facebook user. Hey, I love that for you. But
Now,
I don't gonna say who you are. So
maybe Joel, because I think Joel's out of Phoenix, right?
yeah, Joel posted hello. There we go.
Yep.
Eric's got this. Eric's gonna keep us updated on people that are saying.
There you go. There you go.
All right, we got a deal. And
Right.
we were kind of talking about it, and you were just on Contagion Effect, and you guys had a bunch of people on, which looked like a blast. And if anyone does want to hop in and join the suite, I love that. My fave.
Awesome.
Right there.
What's up, Barbara? I was actually texting with her today, so
I'm
super excited how Barbara come in, man. She's so cool, and like I'm literally vicariously living through her pictures on Facebook. As she
you too, right?
Alaska, and yeah, she's back in the United States now, so she's up in Montana and made that trip. So, but yeah, the pictures that she's posting and videos and stuff, I'm like, oh, it's just an amazing trip that she.
I know all the Alaska pictures. I was just sitting there. I was like, I'm so jealous. Like,
right?
What's
up, Mama Thompson?
Eric's just gonna laugh this off. We did this on account of I have haters now, so we're rolling with it right now, man.
I love it.
We got to keep going with it. It's been my nickname forever. I've actually got a tattoo of Thumper on my stomach. So,
not knowing what the real Thumper is.
Yeah, I did all this time. I didn't know that the Thumper was me getting kicked right in the groin. So,
that's awesome.
Like,
man, we I think I've done like 4 or 5 podcasts like in the last 4 or 5 nights. It's been pretty wild trying to get all these ones in before Herostock hits, and glad to be back on the show with you, and missing Joe Mingo, but
I know, man.
Hopefully he can make it up to the party there next week.
Yeah, he may not say much, but when he does, it matters, man.
He's always got them one-liners too. Gotta love the one-liners.
You do. He's the comedy relief. Yep. And then when you leave that to me, it just isn't good for anybody. Like that's how you end up telling Scotty Hastings that you're not going to root for him in rock, paper, scissors. And
right. Yeah, he laughed.
Yeah, then you just got to hope they get the joke and they laugh about it, knowing it's a joke. Otherwise, you're sitting there awkwardly like,
oh, shit.
I made a mistake, guys.
Right. No, he was good about it. He laughed.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I think he said he was going to kick me in the nuts harder, but
right.
I mean, you get used to that, right?
Yeah, it's just part of life.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a way higher vocal range than anybody else.
Right.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
That's awesome. But no, man, we've been prepping since basically November for this event that we got coming up, and this is podcast number 38 that I've been on, 38 episodes.
Right.
I think this is number 24, 25 different podcasts that I've done
on them. Right. I was like, you've been pushing it, man. Yeah. Like day and night. I mean, that could almost been your own job, is just like professional podcast guest.
Right. It should have been, with as many hours as I have wrapped up into it. It probably should have been my paid.
It really could have. It really could have. I'd like to see you. You know what? That would have been one of them jobs that you see on like HGTV,
right?
Like where there's people and they're like, our budget's $3 million. I'm a crayon eater, and he's a professional podcast host or guest,
right?
And you're just like,
hold up.
Do either of those actually make money?
Right.
You know, I don't know. That's been one of those things that's always bugged me about HGTV. Not that I watch it. I'm not, super handy, but I've been known to watch some tiny houses.
Right. No, we've been pushing hard, man. We've been trying to get it out there and hit a couple radio stations now. We've got KMTV is actually out of Omaha. They're going to air a story on Herostock Tuesday morning and Wednesday, or Tuesday night, Wednesday morning.
Right.
So they actually met us up at the facility that we're having it around the bend, and took video and stuff up there, and it was about 45 minutes worth of filming, and So I mean, I'm super excited to see that one come out and see how it turned out.
Yeah, I'll be excited too. It should be interesting to kind of see like how this all comes together, because this is like the first official year of Herostock.
Right. Yep.
And then you did your previous one. What you did the vet stock, right?
Vet stock was original. Yep.
And you did that on like 3 days notice or something, right?
It was 45 days from the day of the idea to the day of the event. We were actually advertised on Facebook for 15 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Had 100 people show up. It ended up just being an amazing night. And, and everybody's like, you got to do this again. You got to continue doing this. And so I went on Donald Dunn's podcast, Two Drunk Dudes in a Gun Room. His was the first podcast that I ever did. And then by the second podcast, I was talking to Contagion Effect. Mm-hmm. And Mike Ellick was like, so I got a question. Are you ever going to take this and make it bigger? And I'm like, nope, no way, no how. It's just going to be a Nebraska event. We're never going to take it out of the state. We've already been up to South Haven, Michigan to scout up there. We're headed to Rolla, Missouri to scout down there with Donald. From there, we'll go over to Nashville, scout 5 venues over there. We've been asked to do a party out at Harlan County Reservoir here in Nebraska on the western side of the state. So yeah, things have changed a lot since the second podcast that I did.
I was gonna say, so I mean, it's like just people should understand the reach that this is getting to when you have that many different states, A, that want you to come to them, and B, that are just going to be coming to this one.
Yep. Yeah, because right now we're at, I think it's 16 or 17 different states that are coming in to partake. We have, I think we're at 19 states, 20 states, because we just got invited to Colorado. So we're at 20 states that have invited us to do this Herostock in their state.
That's just wild. Like, I don't know. I can't think of a whole lot of events that start out like their first year just going this hard, this wide, and as big as you are,
Right. Well, and I didn't realize that this was needed. Right. Mm-hmm. I didn't see the need for it. I saw the need to hang out with my brothers and sisters. I never pictured it going past our group, like our nonprofit that I had originally started, or that I was one of the founders of. That was how it originally started. It was a night out for our group. That's all it was. And then when we brought in the second band last year, it was like, well, screw it. Let's make something out of it. And we invited all veterans. And then, it was, well, we're going to make it bigger, this year. But we're never leaving the state of Nebraska. Now we're talking an 8 to 12 concert series and like all kinds of crazy, stuff coming out of this too. So,
yeah, I mean, it seems like that's where you're realizing, starting to understand where the need is. I mean, because you're like, oh, they're coming to me with this.
Right.
It wasn't you just being like, all right, I'm going to go out. I'm going to check all these things out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Right.
Yep. Yeah. And it was funny because originally, like, you look through my messenger, my email, like I'm throwing as much crap against the wall as I can and see what sticks. Like I was reaching out to every podcast I came across on Facebook, any nonprofit that I saw, I was calling them or texting them and trying to get them to come into it. Now I've got a waiting list started for next year because people are now coming to me going, hey man, we want to set up a table there. And I'm like, we're literally like jam-packed wall to wall of vendors. We've got like 49 or 47 vendors coming into this. And
I was gonna say, how weird is that you have to have like a wait list now? Like the official, Herostock wait list.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy that's where we're at, and we've got bands calling us now and wanting to be part of it. And, and that kind of stuff where they're like, hey man, can we play this year? I'm like, no, we're booked. Like we're slam packed 2 PM to 10:30. We're packed. And
what up, Triple B?
Battle Bourbon Buddies. Love it. Jonathan's coming in from Louisiana.
Oh, man, you should bring some boudin balls if you're coming from Louisiana. I love me some boudin balls.
Right. Well, he's coming in. Talk to him. Get it done.
I can live off those things, man. That and Gator, I can live off them.
Right.
I'd be perfectly content.
Yeah, we got Tom coming in. He's down in Arkansas, so he can bring the possum or the armadillos with him.
Well, I can tell you what he's not going to want to bring: the Arkansas State football team.
Right. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy how big it's gotten. It pushes me to make it grow bigger because it has gotten so big.
Oh.
Done.
Bro. That's got to happen. A pepper jack boudin ball?
Right?
I die.
Well, see, we can have that as part of the pre-party.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be awesome.
I hate talking about the pre-party because it's like just only a handful of people that are invited out to it. So I hate talking about it on the air, but yeah, bring those to the pre-party.
Well, like Scotty said, he's just, if you didn't get invited to the pre-party, just message him and he'll invite you.
Right. So I'm actually taking his phone away as soon as I pick him up from the airport so that he can't send the location out.
I love that. Yeah, I love that we have to do this with our group, man.
Right. Well, just wait. Jonathan's getting a sign. Scotty's getting a sign. Anybody that I pick up from the airport's going to get a sign made for him.
You're going to have somebody take pictures of all these signs, right? With like you holding it up?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. It's not going to be just welcome to Nebraska or welcome to Herostock. I'm just going to lay it out there like that.
Yes.
It's going to be welcome home from prison or, something along those lines. We'll figure out something.
Yeah, I think a welcome home from rehab. Now let's party. I think that'd be a good sign. Yeah,
right.
I really do.
Yeah, that one might go to Scotty. I'm not sure yet what Jonathan's getting because I'm picking him up at like 3:30 up in Omaha. So there will be a sign made.
Or like, welcome home from rehab. I brought the 8-ball.
Right. Exactly.
Just something, you gotta have fun with it. I don't know.
Right.
I still think you give somebody the like, Brian, I'm pregnant.
Right.
I think it'd be funny.
I'm gonna meet Roof at the airport. Like I'm totally meeting him out there. They fly in Thursday night, so I'm making it a point to be at the airport Thursday night to welcome him into Lincoln with the sign too.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited just to see all these signs and learn from it because it's exciting for me.
Right?
It really is.
Man, this whole thing's just crazy exciting. Like, I'm excited to have all of you podcasters coming in, because we got Shadow Mark, we've got Bourbon Battle Buddies, we've got Contagion Effect, we got Every Day is a Saturday, we got Every Second Counts, These Fucking Feelings, possibly the Field Op, We P3, the list just goes on and on. Dad's Man Cave is going to be out there. Protect Your Purpose is going to be out there. So we have all of these different podcasters coming in that I've got to talk to like this, but I've hardly got to meet any of them in person,
Right.
So it's going to be super cool. And Joe Allen Christie did confirm that they will be coming in, him and his wife. So they're going to get to come in from Colorado and see what we're doing. And Barbara Sims coming back right now from Alaska. She's up in Montana. She's going to be there.
I think she said her next stop was like North Dakota, South Dakota.
Yeah, she was going to do, I think, Mount Rushmore and some of that kind of stuff on the way down. And I think she's supposed to roll in like Thursday. So
yeah, it's just going to be awesome. I mean, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how fast it's grown. It's crazy the amount of people that's grabbed a hold of what we're doing, and they're really pushing it out. And I start looking through Facebook, and it's about every other post is something about Herostock.
I mean, I can't go get on the internet without seeing something about Herostock, which just to me tells me you're doing something awesome. I mean, it's it's just one of those things. I can't be more excited. I don't think I've ever been more excited about doing something as I am like this.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I don't remember who said it now, but I think it was Tom. And he's like, you're taking a group of people that hate being around people, but they're excited to come to this and be around people. He's like, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but you're doing something right.
Right.
So it's our bands are killer this year. You got Guitars for Vets, you've got Scotty Hastings coming in, you got Blue Collar Band, you got Dylan Bloom Band. They're all amazing performers, and that's going to be really a highlight of the night. Getting to show off all these nonprofits, these amazing nonprofits that are coming. Right. We've got the guy that runs the 50-mile ruck march, and they raised like over $600,000 this year for that ruck march.
That's just an astronomical amount of money when you think about it. Like,
yeah. And their plans are, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but their plans are to actually build a small village with it.
That'd be incredible.
Wow. Help homeless veterans.
Yeah, because somebody's got to do it. The government ain't.
Right. Exactly. So, I thought that was a pretty cool mission, that they got going, and so they were like, hey man, you got any more room? And I'm like, well, we can shuffle a few things around and we can fit in one more spot, and we had the waiting list started. We had a couple that ended up having to back out kind of last minute. Denver Rescue Ranch, they ended up having to back out last minute. His wife had a procedure, so they're not coming in. And then Deke Letson with VET, Veteran Expeditionary Therapy, or Expedition Therapy, he's not able to come in because his ex-wife had a procedure and he has nowhere for the kids to go. I'm like, bring them along. He's like, they're kind of young. I probably better not. But then we got to fill it with the two that we had on the waiting list. So, they'll get to experience that this year. And next year we've got those two that are already wanting to come in. So,
this whole thing's just, do you have to be concerned about maybe being too big for the venue yet?
Yeah, I'm actually worried about that. Our venue holds between 4,000 and 4,500, and I'm not trying to pump the numbers up in my head. I keep saying, if we get 1,000 people, that's, a huge increase over what we had last year. But my event director's like, dude, we need to have a plan when we have 5,000 people show up. What are we going to do? And I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do. We'll have a parking lot party. I really don't know. We'll do it.
You kind of have to have like an overflow.
Right. And it's literally the parking lot because we're maxed out on the size for the liquor license. So, it's literally, it could turn into a parking lot party. We really don't know. We're going to have people come and go. There'll be people who show up.
Like anything.
Right. And, so I think we'll be able to house everybody that needs to be in and they'll get to enjoy the event too. And so I'm not too worried about it right now, but it is in the back of my head, that what happens if we get 6,000 to show up? Where the hell are we going to put these people? And parking wise and room for them to be a part of the event. So
yeah, I don't know. It's just weird to me because I think this all started out as one of those you'll put on a good show but you weren't expecting for it to be massive.
Yep.
And take off the way it did.
I never would have seen this. Originally it was planned for a one night, one off. It was never supposed to go past October 22nd last year. So to be even where it is now is something that was never supposed to happen. And it continues to grow and it continues to grab steam and we're getting people noticing what we're doing and they're like, man, I want to be a piece of this, and I've had people ask me to pair with them and, and it's like, well, I don't really know your organization, so I can't really pair with you, but come see what we're doing. We had another organization that wanted to copy us and use our name.
Yeah. That whole thing is wild to me, man. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't understand that.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, if somebody out in New Jersey saw what we were doing and they've been following Herostock and they're like, we love the idea so much that we're going to name it, the name of their organization in Herostock. And I'm like, it's flattering, that you see what we're doing and you see that it creates that much of an impact that you want to use our name. But sorry, at the same time, that's, we put a lot of time into this and a lot of effort.
It's like
getting it out there.
That's a little bit thievish of you to
Right.
want to do that.
Well, I think next year we'll do Nike Herostock.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Well, I wouldn't go with Nike right now. They're kind of on a downhill slide right now.
And definitely not Bud Light.
With people not wanting to be associated with the woke Nike brand.
Right.
So,
or Bud Light or
or Bud Light. Or, I don't know. There's all sorts of. I tried. This is why I don't watch the news.
Right.
Like, I just don't want to know.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, man, it's really shaping up to be something pretty special this year. We've got, the local CBMA, they're coming in. They actually moved their state meeting. It was supposed to be in Western Nebraska this year. And they found out what we were doing and they wanted to be a part of it so bad that they actually moved their state meeting to this side of the state so that they could come in and participate with what we were doing.
I just can't imagine, man. Like, that's a whole new level of like stardom.
Right.
Like, you're the most famous guy I know now.
That's not saying much, but but no, I had a buddy call me the other day and he goes, so I hear you're getting famous. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, with your nonprofit stuff, man, you're like everywhere. Everybody knows about Herostock and everybody knows who you are. And I'm like, the thing is I want everybody to know about Herostock. I don't give two craps if they know who Jason Steiner is. Right.
And yet the legend grows.
Right. It's the beard. The beard is the legend. I'm just behind the beard. So
he's so humble.
But no, man, I want this to be my legacy. I want this to continue on, after I'm gone. And I want people to know about Herostock. And I want it to be that place where every veteran and every first responder and every Gold Star family wants to go because they know that they've got a home there.
Yeah. And they should know that.
Yeah, and these amazing nonprofits. I want them to be there every year so that they can showcase every year what they're doing and how they've changed and how they've grown. And, anywhere from the very, very small ones all the way up to, somebody that's $8-9 million, a big nonprofit like that. I want them to be able to showcase what they're doing too. So,
yeah, I mean, you're putting everyone out there into the limelight so that they have the opportunity to grow with you, which is just amazing. You're like the parent in this situation.
Right.
You get to watch all your children grow.
That's scary to put me in as a parent.
Yeah, you and me both. Why no one doesn't?
Right. But yeah, man, it's been very humbling for me to sit back and watch the amount of people that's got behind this. And, all the way from the podcasters, every podcast that I've done, they push my stuff out. And, you got Bulletproof that's now, Ace with Bulletproof. She's now named me the mayor of Heroville. The Jason 316 that got thrown out there. And it's just cool to see that people see what we're doing and they want to be a part of it. They want to see it grow and help as many people as we can help.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, there's a really cool community involved in all of this. And I don't know, I'm super thankful to be a part of it, to be honest with you.
Right.
And I'm still trying to make sense of all this post. So,
so I think it sounds like Eric might be at Nebraska Brewing on Thursday night.
Sounds like he made it early.
Right. So yeah, it's and it's fun because like we've got our side chat where we've got 5, 6, 7 people in there now, 8 people in there now. And
yeah, that thing's growing every day too, it seems like.
Right. And the funny thing is we got a couple females in there now with us. We haven't changed our format. We just keep rolling with what it is.
Yeah, we just keep going, man.
Oh, that's right. They do have an interview that night. Eric's actually flying in now, so he's not driving anymore. So he loses the longest drive to come in. Now Lori with the Tree of Valor actually.
Yeah, now you're not even cool.
And if he brings a Tesla, we're really making fun of him.
Yeah, if he rents a Tesla, it's gonna be game over.
But I do have to show off the shirt.
Yes, sir.
Little Contagion Effect shirt on tonight. So I got the biker shorts ordered that will make an appearance on stage. So y'all be ready for that. Eric actually said in a podcast that he would give $250 for next year if the Contagion Effect shorts got put on stage. So they will be on stage.
You know, they're going to be sexy too. I can imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. The funny thing is they're women's.
Oh,
so like I had to get the biggest size because I'm like, dude, I can't fit into a small or a medium or a large. There's no way. But yeah, it's cool having that community come together. Eric's just so excited to see him on my butt.
I know. That's you gotta be careful how you say that.
That's all right. My Mike's actually going to be hugging my yeah. So
yeah. we're gonna have a sandwich here.
Right. I got Eric in the back and Mike in the front.
It's a me sandwich. I'd be excited about that too. You know,
right.
I'd order a pair, but I don't got it in me too.
I don't think they'd make it. Mine are supposed to show up the 7th. September 7th. So I'm crossing my fingers they actually make it in on time. So
yeah, I bet if Eric brings Chief a pair, he'd wear them.
Oh yeah, I could see Chief wearing them.
Yeah, you
know. But no, man, I'm excited to have your parents come in, right? I mean, get to meet Mama Thompson and get to meet Chief and
yeah, they're celebrities of their own, you know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
It's like I go out and put all this effort into trying to do something for myself. And then everyone's like, your parents are awesome. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, they are. And
I'm
here
like,
I am.
I was like, yep. They're like, you're all right.
Right.
It's like, man, okay. Well, good enough. I'll take all right. That's all I can get in life, you know.
You know what? Sometimes all right's just all right, you know. So
all right.
Yeah, it's and I think we have a really good chance of having one of the very, very special guests coming in outside of our group, because you guys are I'm excited to have you guys in and your special guests too, but there you go, headed out to North Platte.
Yes.
So yeah, we may have there's a really good chance one of the special guests could be coming in, and he's a pretty big star, so it could be really cool to have him be a part of this. And if the other one comes in that we're hoping will come in, that'll really kind of just round out the night, and we may have to create a little more time on the stage. But
yeah,
cool.
And if you have to, you have to.
Right.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah, if we have to run a little bit long, we run a little bit long. But Wheels for Warriors has their bike ready to go for the giveaway, and that's going to be really cool. That's always something that's just really neat to be a part of. Steel Pig Forge is still coming in, so he's going to be bringing in a knife that he's raffling off. That's awesome. I think we're up to 20 some items on the silent auction right now, and there's some really cool stuff on that. But yeah, man, it just I am so ready for go time. It's to that point where it's whatever else we missed. Yeah. We can't finish anything now. It's go time. We're ready to roll. I think everything's in place. It should be an amazing night. Amazing.
All you got really now left is the setup.
Right.
I mean,
yep. Smoke some pork butts for the night before and the setup, and we should be good to go. So,
man, pork butt. Can't go wrong with that either.
Yep. I just ordered 45 pounds. So should have plenty to go around. So
you've clearly never met Chief Thompson.
Well, and we've got for the night before, we've got pork butts and we have burnt ends coming in.
Oh, burnt ends are good too, man.
Yeah, bunch of sides and that kind of stuff. I'm really looking forward to the campfire and just kind of hanging out with everybody. And because I know the day of the event, I'm not gonna have 2 seconds. Like
no, you're gonna be flying around, dude. Oh God. Oh God, don't leave me. You're breaking up. Well, it's going to be me for a minute, so we're while he catches up. Hopefully, the speed catches up here. But this is actually a great time while we're trying to figure out Jason's video. I've got a little video for you. We're at the halfway point, and we work with Military Broadcast Radio, and I work with Gunroom Radio, and we love music. We love our bands. We love everyone that's a part of it. So I would like to introduce you guys. We're going to play a little music video for you. This is going to be good old Shannon Book and his song Not Alone. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for audio and everything to catch up, we'll have a little intermission, right?
He sits on his bed with his gun in his hand. He thinks his life is over, he can't understand. A bottle of whiskey and some pills in the drawer. He doesn't want to hurt himself or hurt anymore. Why must it be this way? Just think it all over and listen to the words I say. You are not alone. There are so many people who fight with their demons each day. 'Cause you are not alone. So take my hand, brother, let's beat this together today. You're not alone. She picks up the clothes that fall loose on the floor. She finds a crumpled letter just behind the door. Begins to read it with tears in her eyes. A horrible feeling takes over inside. Says, honey, can I talk to you? There has to be something that we can do. You are not alone. There are so many people who fight with their demons each day. 'Cause you are not alone. this together today. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. Sits on his bed with his gun in his hand. He puts it away, 'cause now he understands.
Man, thoroughly enjoy that song for one.
Yeah.
For two, you're back.
I'm back. I switched to the phone. Don't know what happened to the laptop. Just
I
died
don't know,
right
you
in the
got
middle
all
of the whole
choppy, and I was like, we will go ahead and just. This is why I love having MBR behind our back. We got the option to play music videos,
right.
and it makes me feel cool. So congrats on being the first show we played a music video there.
Nice. I love it. And it was Shannon Book, one of my favorite people.
Same. I mean, I love Shannon. I still need to try to drag him on, and we need to see if we can get him to do some effed up Fridays.
Right. But
he's so busy.
He is. He's a busy man. You know, a lot of these veteran performers they're just all crazy busy. You know, they're trying to make their money.
That's what I was gonna say. They gotta make their money somehow, to support it.
Right. Yeah, and they I'd love to see these guys and gals go mainstream. You know, your Scotty Hastings, your Schaefer Mueller, your Derek Stoners, Barbara Sim, Shannon Book. You know, I'd love to see these people just blow up. Joe Allen Christie.
I would too.
He's such an amazing dude. Like, I am so excited to have him coming in this year, and Barbara's just an amazing person. Scotty, it's going to be incredible having them there.
I don't think I've met any of them so far that I was like, you're not a great human. Like, they're they're great people. They're real. They're down to earth. They're humble. They're not, what you expect people to be,
Yep.
They're definitely a notch above the rest.
Right. Yeah. And it's, it shows, when they get on these podcasts, you can just tell them, they're just great people, great individuals. But man, their music and stuff, what they're putting out, every time I hear them, I'm like, how are they not mainstream? Like,
right.
They are as good as anybody out there right now, and it's like, I hope, kind of as we continue to grow Herostock, one of the things that we're going to do is try to highlight these veteran singers and first responders, right? We're looking at grabbing that five-finger death punch, the Morgan Wallens of the world, the Zach Bryans, and get the big headliner up on stage to where these veterans are playing in front of 20, 30, 40,000 people, and give them that experience and give them that exposure to all of these people so that they can look at them too and go, man, this dude he should be mainstream. Why is Barbara Sim not mainstream right now? And that's kind of a piece that we want to add into it as we grow too, is to be able to highlight these guys and gals so that everybody can see them, and not just playing in a bar for 6 people or, these smaller shows and that kind of stuff. We want to have them in front of 20, 30, 40,000 people. So.
Right. I mean, that's exactly it too. They put all this time into it, and they were held back in the military from being able to pursue this stuff.
Right.
And now they're out here trying to make it work, and they haven't been in Nashville since they were 18, waiting their, time out to get where they want to be. They were serving the country, doing what they had to do.
Right.
So the best way we can give back to them is by watching them, listening to them, and sharing it. I think that's a big thing I've noticed is, like, a lot of people are out there doing great stuff, but everyone acts like they don't have the time to give them the recognition.
Right. It takes 3 seconds to hit the share button. Right. Yeah. And that goes for nonprofits. That goes for these veteran first responder singers. I think I've sent 6, 7, 8 of them over to Gunroom Radio.
Right.
Then I happen to find them on Facebook, and I'm like, hey, you guys need to check these guys out. And next thing you know, their music's playing on Gunroom Radio. So, anytime I get a chance to expose somebody that I think is a great performer or is a great nonprofit, I'm going to do everything I can to push them out, because it literally takes 30 seconds to hit the share button. 20 seconds if you type a little thing above it, this, tells about it, whatever. And that's how we grow. That's how, we help everybody else grow. And that's what we're trying to do is put everybody on the map so that everybody knows who Barbara Stem is, Scotty Hastings, Shannon Book, J.B. Brown, Joe Allen Christie. That's how we grow.
Yeah, nobody really has a good excuse for why they can't like or share some post. I mean,
right.
You said it takes 3 seconds. If anyone's too busy to do it, it's probably you, especially with the last couple months you've had. Man. It's just like, what excuse do you really got?
Right. And look at my page. Look at Herostock page. And I'll share 40, 50, 60 things a day. For whether it's music, whether it's a nonprofit, whether it's, something like that. I'm constantly sharing stuff because I want to see these people grow, because they are doing something that I believe in. Right. And, if I believe in it and I know that you're trustworthy and I want you to be a part of what we're doing. If you're a shitbird and you're out there just begging for money and that's all you're doing with it, you're not actually running a nonprofit, you're just trying to suck money off people, you will not be part of Herostock.
Yeah. Don't be a leech. Don't sit there and not contribute and think that you're going to get somewhere off of that. It's just not realistic. It doesn't happen. The veteran community, the first responder community, they don't have time to have, scumbags be a part of it. They just don't.
Right.
I mean, we have a bad enough name without having bad apples.
Right. Exactly. And you get somebody that sees a potential to add their own pocket, and you really want to just call them out, right? You want to actually call those people out and be like, what are you doing? You're not doing this for the right reason.
Right.
My thing is karma will get them, one way or another. Karma's going to grab them and kick them in the butt. And, either they fix it or they go away, I just want to make sure that, and that's one thing we're really focused on for next year, especially with the amount of growth that we had this year. I want to make sure that those nonprofits that we're bringing into this event, that you're a good nonprofit, that you walk the walk, you talk the talk. We're going through your financials. We're going to look if you're spending, $900,000 of $1 million budget on admin, you're probably not going to be invited to Herostock. If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you won't be a part of this.
Right. I mean, this year you're in kind of a different situation where you didn't really have to vet too much. I mean, you're still small enough. You're dealing with the smaller, but as you grow, you're really going to have to sit there and start looking and vetting these nonprofits, these people that are coming in, because you never know. Even at our level, when we're seeing that at our level,
right?
You're sitting there going, oh, I really got to be more consistent about vetting out these veterans or so-called veterans and everything that's going on.
Right.
That's something I didn't even think about until like 3 weeks ago.
Right. Yeah.
Like it really never crossed my mind.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to do is I never want to pair a veteran or first responder with a group that's going to be more detrimental to them because it's run wrong or they're in it for the wrong reasons than they started out being, right? I mean, I don't want to pair them with somebody like that. I want every one of our nonprofits to be on the up and up, that look out for our people, that make sure that they're doing things the right way so that we don't run into that, oh, well, you paired me with this group and they did X, Y, Z, and I know not everybody's going to fit in every group.
Right.
You're always going to have that person that doesn't fit in a group, and they're going to say bad things about it and that kind of thing. But if they're vetted coming in, you know you've done everything that you can do to make sure that it's a good nonprofit that they're, going to, and that kind of stuff. So
yeah, you have to do everything you can.
Right. So we're really ramping it up next year. We're doing a lot more research on the nonprofits that will be coming in next year, especially as we start taking it out of state, because we've already scouted South Haven, Michigan, and, we're working with Gunny up there with Primal Outfitters. I'm not sure that one will happen this next year. We're going to kind of test the waters and see, because he's so busy. He's running 5, 6, 7 tournaments a week, and how much time I've put into this, and to have boots on the ground, you've got to have that time to be able to go out and hang flyers and talk to vendors and talk to possible people that want to donate, sponsors and that kind of stuff. So I don't know if he has the time to do it this year. We're going to sit down and have a really hard conversation about that and figure out if he's 100% in or not. But we have scouted South Haven. We're going down to Rolla, Missouri with Donald Dunn to scout 2 venues that he has down there to work with Operation Encore, possibly do an event down there with us and OE and Gunroom Radio. We've been invited to Nashville, so we're headed over to Nashville after that to meet up with Andrew with the Scuttlebutt podcast. And, he's got, I think he said he had 5 different venues he wanted us to look at. And he's got a meet and greet with a lot of really big people down in Nashville. So we're going to be put on the map down in Nashville next year. Something super cool that kind of came up is we may possibly have a spot at Red Rocks out in Colorado.
How awesome would that be?
Right. It literally just came up this past week, and that may be something that happens. I don't know if it'll be 24 or if it'll be 25, but we may actually be playing Herostock in Red Rocks.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to play Red Rocks, and now we may have that that invite to come out and look at Red Rocks and possibly doing an event out there. So
that's just awesome. I mean, that's growth right there.
Yeah.
We'll talk about like hitting the big times.
Right. And year two, we could be playing Red Rocks. Right. I mean, and that's kind of what blows my mind, and it's scary for me because growth is good, but super fast growth like that is scary. Right. You're
terrifying.
Yeah. And if we end up doing, all these events, we would have one in May, we'd have one in June, we'd have one in July, and we'd have one in August. And then we'd have a 2 to 3 day event between Lincoln and Omaha next year in September. Yeah. So you're talking 5 months in a row that you're doing these huge events, some of them 14 hours from home. Yeah. And it's like, well, and I'm still running my business. And it's like, whew, that's a lot to take on, but the need's there, and I've got a great team that works with me. Give a shout out to Tim, Cindy, Jesse, and Ron, and their spouses. Their spouses have jumped into it. Jesse's wife, Coco, she's been a big part of what we're doing. Ron's wife has been a big part of what we're doing. Dan has been a big part of what we're doing. So, it's super cool to have their spouses jump into this too, and back what we're doing, and they see the need for it too. So
everyone's all in. I mean, that's needed because you're going to have some really trustworthy people taking on a lot of this work.
Right.
Because unfortunately, you can't be everywhere at once.
Right. And we sure as hell don't want to clone me.
No, I get that.
I don't think the world could handle two mayors running around.
One of you's enough. We couldn't do a Jason 632 or anything. I don't want to do
that. Yeah, we don't need to do that. That's nothing but trouble. So, I have a great team with me, and I appreciate everything that they've done. And I've delegated a lot of stuff off, and they've been right on it. And getting stuff taken care of. So. If anything goes wrong, we can blame them at the event, not me. So
yeah, that's really the best reason to keep people around is that way you can just pass the blame, flick the burger off to them.
Right. Yeah. I didn't plan that. That was Tim.
That wasn't my part. I only planned the rest.
Everything that went right. Everything that went right was what I did.
And then they're like, but this part sucked too. And you're like, that wasn't me either. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, if we can pass the buck, we'll pass the buck. So no, it's it's a great combined effort with what we've got going, and they've been there. A couple of these people were there last year helping me put last year's together, on a super short time frame. And, they've been very encouraging to push me along when I'm like, man, I hit this wall on this. Well, here, let me take this. Let me do this. And, I'm not real tech savvy, so it's great to have people that understand how to send an email. And, outside of a text, I'm pretty much dumb on that. So, it's great to have those people. Yeah. I mean, it's, we threw grenades and shot bullets. That's what we did in the Marine Corps. So, I didn't run a computer. So, to have
I'll message your people.
Yeah. Message my people for me, please.
Will do.
And I would never. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. It's been really cool for me too to get to meet not just the podcasters, but I've talked to people out of Florida that are running nonprofits. I've talked to people out of Ohio running nonprofits. We got to fish with Gunny up in Michigan, and I helped him with some of his stuff to, with the fundraising and that kind of thing, stuff that we've done in the past that worked. And UVA Ultimate Veteran Adventure out of Ohio, they're actually 2025. They're planning a trip for husbands and wives to veterans to go on a African safari.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but their budget's like $25,000 on it to send them.
Oh.
And I'm like, hey man, try this. What are you good at? And he's like, well, softball. I'm like, put together a softball tournament, but have it paid, entrance fee and that kind of thing to help make money and, raise funds for what you're doing. And
Three's love EP3.
Patriot Pride. Man, I'm super excited to meet them too.
I'm super excited to meet them too.
And Mark, they're coming down from Minnesota and they're school teachers, so they're like turning and burning as soon as school's out to head down. And
this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, Jonathan's and it's funny because Jonathan and Andrea and Mark have never all met.
Now they get
Andrea and Mark have never met Jonathan, so this will be the first time they get to actually meet him face to face. And he's been on their podcast for a year or whatever it is. So super cool to make that connection to at Herostock.
Yeah, you're just making dreams happen out here, man.
I should be Make-A-Wish, man.
You could be Make-A-Wish, man. I don't know. That's why I won't go there. Yeah.
But yeah, we're down to the nuts and bolts now, man. We're 7 days and 2 minutes. Scotty Hastings will be taking the stage. We've already been running for 5 hours at this point, almost 6 hours at this point in 1 week. So
right.
We're down to the line, and I'm super excited for people to see what myself and my team has put together this year. And I think we're gonna have a little bit of shock and awe for everybody when everybody kind of sees what we got going. And yeah, I mean, I'm super excited to have everybody in and come play along, come see what we're doing.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And we're damn near that hour mark. And usually I wouldn't worry about it, but we've got a schedule sometimes. We got to actually follow that. I'm still new to learning that, but we'll get there. That being said, are there any secrets left? Because you've been pretty transparent about this whole thing.
We have a couple secrets, but you're going to have to be there to see them.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, people are just going to have to come down to Ashland, Nebraska, September 9th and see it for themselves.
Yep. Come out to Round the Bend Steakhouse. Come see what we're doing. If you stay 30 minutes, cool. If you stay all day, awesome. I just want to see everybody out there.
That's all there is to it.
Come on out, James.
Yeah, I mean, that's all there is to it. If you guys want to have a great time, if you want to have great music, great environment, great people to surround yourself with, come out, check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
this is
it.
true. Beards will touch, and that isn't a secret. That's going to happen.
Mark's going to get his paws on everybody.
I'm going to get mine. I'm growing mine back out, and I'm excited about this. I'm going to get some beard love.
There you go. There you go. Perfect.
You got to join in. But do you have what's your last final? I know we don't get to be the final hurrah since dickheads took it, but what's your final words? What's your final input? What do you want to tell people? Where can they find you? All that.
www.herostock.org. Facebook page is Herostock. Herostock 2023 is the event page. We have way more stuff on just the regular page. I've been really, really bad at keeping up the event page. Herostock _ is Instagram and TikTok. I don't dance, so we haven't done a whole lot with either one of those. Those will be starting up probably after Herostock this year. So, as you said, September 9th, it kicks off 2 p.m. Cornhole sign up. Anthem is at 3, Guitars for Vets at 4. Bands start from there. Motorcycle given away. Bravo Zulu group parachuting in. It's just going to be an amazing day. Come check it out. Come hang with us. Come meet these podcasters. There will be live stream podcasts, so you may get drug onto a podcast and get aired. So be ready for that too. Going to be an amazing night, and I'm looking forward to everybody coming in and seeing what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it too. I can't wait to get to see you again next week. I'll be up there Friday, and we're going to have a great time. It's going to be a blast. That being said, make sure you check them out. You can find them pretty much just hop on the internet. You're going to see something Herostock related, or find one of us and you'll see something Herostock related. That's just how this works anymore. That being said, you can find our backlog of episodes on YouTube, on Spotify, everywhere you find podcasts. Be sure to jump out there, like, share, comment. All that stuff helps us with the algorithm so we can be seen by more people and we can get more of this information out to you. And if you watched any of the previous episodes, we do have real conversations with real heroes. That's what we do. And we're having real conversations for a reason. We're doing this to let people know that it's okay to talk about mental health. It's okay to talk the way we talk, to be the people we are. We have kind of our own unique situation, and we want people to know that that's completely normal. It's okay. And, if you ever need anything, reach out to somebody, which leads me into, I'll do TJ's closing for him since he's not here. TJ is my favorite closing ever. And he says, don't be a cocksucker. If your friends are having a hard time, be there for them. If somebody reaches out to you, don't ignore them. Talk to them. Be there for them. And listen. That's what somebody needs. Yep. And if you see somebody that's usually posting dank-ass memes, and they're not posting dank-ass memes right now, maybe check on them. Just be like, hey, man, saw you weren't posting. What's up? Are you doing all right? You got to check on people. That's all you can do. We have to be there for each other because nobody else is going to be there for us. So, get out there, check us out, like, subscribe, get us out there, get Herostock out there. Make sure you're checking everything out. That being said, I'll leave you guys with a short testimony, and we're out of here, guys.
Deuces, Eric Mello.
Deuces, guys.
That's the show for today, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with an all-new show. And remember, you can listen to us again and again. The podcast of this radio show is available right after we go off the air tonight, anywhere that you can get your podcast episodes. And thanks for joining us today. I'd like to take a moment to talk about something close to my heart. Military Broadcast Radio is doing incredible work to support our veterans and bring their voices to the world. They rely on your generous donations and your dedicated volunteer hours to make it happen. I encourage you to consider supporting NBR in any way, form that you can. Use this QR code that's attached to the picture, or you can go to our website at mbradio.us. That's MikeBravoRadio.us to learn more about how you can donate or volunteer even just an hour a week from your home help make a difference in the lives of our veterans. Because once again, we're all here for you and not for us. We're giving our veterans a voice.